A very good morning, dear students. Today, in the series of chapters, we are going to deal with the topic Reach for the Top. Reach for the Top has its two parts. The first part is related to Santosh Yadav, the one who scaled Mount Everest twice. And the second part is related to Maria Sharapova, the one who was the first Wimbledon player of tennis and who fought for Russia and became the number one tennis player in 1992. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, before going deep to the chapter, let me ask you, what comes to your mind when I say reach for the top? What is the significance of this very title? Yes, Laksh, if you could please mention.
Reaching to the peak of something like mountain or hill and any type of building.
Very good. As Laksh said, it is reaching to peak of something. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Like it could be a hill, a mountain, or any sort of building. Reaching to the top. Okay? So before going through the chapter, let me tell you what the first part is all about. First part is wholly and solely related to Santosh Yadav. Santosh Yadav was the only woman who scaled the Mount Everest twice. As I earlier said, that she is a woman who has scaled Mount Everest twice in her life. Okay? Then after, she was born in a society where boy child were considered as boon and girl child were considered as a curse. We will discuss this thing very later. Let me first go for the pre-reading. Okay? You will just listen to me very carefully in order to sharpen your vocabulary skills and the communicative skills. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
The only woman in the world who has scaled Mount Everest twice was born in a society where the birth of a son was regarded as a blessing and the daughter, though not considered a curse, was not generally welcome. When her mother was expecting Santosh, a traveling holy man giving her his blessing, assumed that she wanted a son. But to everyone's surprise, the unborn child's grandmother, who was standing close by, told him that they did not want a son. The holy man was also surprised. Nevertheless, he gave the requested blessing. And as destiny would have it, the blessing seemed to work. Santosh was born in the sixth child in the family with 5 sons. So that means she was a sister to 5 brothers. She was born in the small village of Jonivas of Rewari district in Haryana. The girl was given the name Santosh, which means contentment. But Santosh was not always content with her place in a traditional way of life. She began life on her own terms from the start. Where other girls wore traditional Indian dresses, Santosh preferred shorts. Looking back, she says now, from the very beginning I was quite determined that if I chose a correct and a rational path, the others around me had to change, not me. Did you understand anything?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you a few of the questions. Tell me, what is mountaineering? Yes? Divyanka?
Ma'am, mountaineering is to scale any kind of height, peaks or mountains.
Yes, reaching to the high altitudes, okay? Climbing mountains. Anything else that you would like to mention about mountaineering?
Ma'am, there are
What else do you know about it?
there are different mountaineers. One of them is a child prodigy. Her name is Purna Malawat. She scaled Mount Everest at the age of 13 years and 11 months.
Oh, that's very surprising thing. Good to know that. Apart from it, I could ask you, what is feminism? Yes, Yashika?
Ma'am, feminism is giving equal rights to women than that of men and giving equal opportunities as well.
Exactly, giving protection of rights and opportunities to women, and so that they can have a kind of this life in order to work with men, right? So, feministic approach is giving protection of rights and opportunities to women and have a gender equality. Okay. Apart from it, what do you understand by Santosh? What is the meaning? Yes, Zahid, could you tell me please? Satisfaction. Yes, Santosh means satisfaction. As I already read a para where it is mentioned that it is contentment. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Apart from it, tell me what do you understand by orthodox or conservative society? Yes? Okay, tell me Safia.
The people having traditional belief of their religion.
Exactly. An established view of something, right? Like religious beliefs, those who have traditional customs, those who believe in rituals. Okay?
Yes,
Very
ma'am.
good. Apart from it, tell me what are the challenges that a mountaineer has to face? Yes, Insha?
When the oxygen saturation is low at high altitude.
The more you go high, the more oxygen level will be low.
Yes,
Right? So, oxygen saturation will be there. What else? What are the threats? Yes, Divyanka?
Ma'am, avalanches. When they're climbing the mountain, a lot of avalanches, snowfall.
Exactly.
A snowstorm.
Very good. So see, there are multiple things that are coming out of this very chapter. Santosh Yadav, the one who scaled Mount Everest twice, right? Apart from it, it is mentioned in the paras, in the first paras, that in a society, in Indian society mainly, boys are considered as blessing, whereas girls are considered as curse, right? And you might have heard girls were buried at the time of birth. They were thrown in the dustbins also, but now it has been banned and prohibited. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
What else do you know about this very system?
Sati Prabha?
Yes, as Insha said, Sati Pratha. What is Sati Pratha?
Girls were born with their husbands very bad.
It's exactly those who are burned with their husbands at the time of death. But it has also been banned. It was during medieval times. Right?
Yes,
It
ma'am.
was in past, not in the present. And nothing like this will be hopefully done in future. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
And it is said that Santosh was born as sixth child among five brothers, and she was born in small village of Joniawat, Haryana. Haryana is district just near to Delhi. And what is the capital of Haryana, if I say?
Chandigarh.
Very good. And this girl, whom the holy preacher gave his blessings, she was named as Santosh. She was not allowed to practice the traditional customs of girl child. You will see the uniqueness of this very girl. What are the unique things that you got to know? Like she didn't wear the dresses as that of Indian girls. Like she preferred to go for shorts. Okay. She said that I will not change myself. I will be like the way I am, and people around me will follow me. Not I will follow the things that are surrounded by the societal pressure. Okay. Apart from it, it is said that her parents were affluent landowners. What do you know about affluent? They were going good, they were rich, they were wealthy, okay? They could send Santosh to Delhi public school, but they preferred to send her to traditional and customs of the village. She went to village of school. So she was not supposed to go to any sort of big school. She was said that she will follow the customs, the traditions that girls are supposed to do the household chores, right? She's supposed to live a life. She's supposed to be confined in the four walls of her home. At that very time, I will say, when it was like 1950s, 1960s, girls were not getting this kind of opportunity the way we are given. They were having a lot of barriers, right? Do you know this thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know this thing?
Yes, ma'am.
So I can say Santosh Yadav was a kind of a rebellion. She wanted to change the society by her doings. She was opposing these customs, these rituals, and she wanted to fight against the customs of villagers, but she was waiting for correct time, and the correct time arrived at the age of 16. Do you know, in Haryana, the girls are supposed to get married at the age of 16. She was rebellious. What did she do? The right time occurred at the age of 16. At the age of 16, most of the girls would get married in her village. But Santosh was forced by her parents for the same. She was told at the age of 16 that she has to go for the marriage. Right? But she refused. Could anyone tell me why did she refuse? Yes, Ms. Ma?
Because she wanted to study.
Maybe she wants to go for further studies.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe she has least interest in getting married at that very time. Okay? It is also mentioned here. But she refused and she said that she will not marry until she gets her higher education. Even her parents refused to pay the school fee. So she planned to work part-time and manage the fee. By seeing her determination in her education, her parents agreed to pay. See, when you are desirous about something, when you wish to do something, the whole universe conspires in order to give you that thing. Do you know this thing?
Yes, ma'am.
If you might have heard where there is will, there is a way.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So it's something like very that. After completing her school education, she thought to study more and went to Maharani College in Jaipur and joined Kasturba Hostel. You will underline these minute details. Where she went, where she was from, what are the things that she changed, at what age she denied to get married. Okay? You will underline these things. Apart from it, the turning point of her life came when the hostel faced Aravali Hills. When she was taking part in her college, in her co-curricular activities, one day she saw that Aravali Hills are just near to her hostel. Okay? She used to watch the villagers climbing up the hill and coming back in a while. One day she thought she will join them, and she saw some mountaineers and asked them if she could join them. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you tell me who was the first mountaineer who scaled Mount Everest among the Indians? It was even asked during the assembly also. Who was the first woman? Yes?
Bajendri Pal.
Exactly, Bajendri Pal. Very good. So during 1992, she joined Uttarkashi's Mountaineering Institute without her father's permission. She was a rebellious kind of a girl, right? She was opposing her parents. She was not giving full consent about anything because she was determined that she has to reach the pinnacle of success. She has to gain knowledge. She was not just confined to get the bookish knowledge only, but she was taking part in co-curricular activities also. So during 1992 in Everest mission, she stayed her fellow climber as well. But before going to that very part, let me tell you, thereafter she didn't look back and went forward. At the age of barely 20, she reached the summit of Mount Everest, and she, the youngest woman in the world to climb Mount Everest after the one Divyaka mentioned. Okay. In 1992, I would like to share this thing also with you. How sort of a human she was, how kind of feelings like mankind was in her. During 1992 in Everest mission, she saved her fellow climber, the one who was climbing Mount Everest with her. What she did, she shared her oxygen cylinder, and the name of that very person was Mohan Singh. Okay? So she was a kind of a sympathetic girl also. She had a manly kind of humanity kind of a thing that was inculcated in every vein of her blood. Apart from it, within 1 year, Santosh Yadav found herself in Indo-Nepalese women's expedition. Please underline this thing. She then scaled Mount Everest twice. She secured a place for her and made India proud. Even among the most big honors, that is a civil kind of award, and that is Padma Shri was given to her. Okay, it's a kind of a noble thing. Apart from it, she could not express her feelings. She was also an environmentalist who collected 500 kilograms from Himalayas. Okay, 500 kilograms of garbage. Okay, so this shows she was a kind of a mannered girl, very disciplined. She wanted to do something that will give output as something positive, not negative. Okay, she had a lot of qualities. So this shows us that apart from being a successful person, you have to face a kind of obstacle that nobody knows. Right? Until and unless you will not face the hardships, how come it is possible that you will face the results and good taste of success? Okay? So I hope you have got to know about the first part.